Hello, good morning from this part of the world, and good afternoon in the US. Good evening, whatever part of the world you are watching me from. My name is Vera Ubomo. I am the face behind this page. I am a digital business owner. I am a mom of multiple children, a wife, and also a student and a care assistant. And with me today, I have the honor to have my business partner with me, all the way from USA. Like if you are watching me, from my time zone, I know it is a little bit late. So if you are staying up, thank you for joining us. But then, if you have the chance, to watch it later on, um, you'll be able to enjoy a very nice, session with, Angel. So right now, I'll give Angel the opportunity, to introduce herself, to the audience.
Hi, good evening from this side of the world, and good morning from the other side of the world, which is from Vera's world. And good afternoon to everyone that's watching. I am the owner of the business page that I have here on this live as well. I have my own business page as well. So I am a mom of three. I'm originally from the Philippines, and I moved here in the US for 19 years ago. So, and I'm a full time social worker, part time digital business owner. So, yep.
Very good. Thank you so much, Esther Angel, for that, brief introduction. And we just, like we said, it's already late here. So we're just going to, as much as we can, just, fly through, the session. But I do assure everyone that it's going to be very informative. It's going to be, there's going to be one or two things that you would, take away from, this session, this morning. So, do you mind telling us more about your background and your professional experience, that led you to become a digital business owner?
My background is I'm part Filipino. I mean, I'm full Filipino from the Philippines, and my that led me to this business is my high school teacher. So that's very with social media and stuff. We're friends in Facebook, and I still get connected to my high school classmates and my high school teachers. So that led me to become a digital business owner. Professional experience, I would say I don't have the professional experience to be a digital business owner since I am not a business background, but um, I think being a social worker, being around different people, different aspects of life, and having to see the different challenges in life that made me become to probably own my own business at that time because of how um, different the world is and how different the situations are or what is about to come. So it made me led to that thinking of wanting to be a business, business owner and stuff. Yep.
You see, that's one lovely thing about, this business. Like you have people from, all walks of life from different,
Mm-hmm.
professions, becoming a digital business owners. The good thing is you don't have to have any experience in the digital world. You don't have to be tech savvy because you have all the tools and all the resources, available to you, which will help you, to start your business, from the scratch. And then, you also have a community,
Mm-hmm.
to guide you through. So, and one thing about our own community as well is that right from, the get-go, you have a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
assigned to you from the one, that will guide you through. So you are not going to be left alone, at any point. So that is why you can see a lot of people from different walks of life, coming into the business and then, thriving in the business, and, generating the results, that they want, from the business. So thank you so much, for that
You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
information. So right now we just go straight to number two. How did you come across our business? I know you already said, stated it, that you
Mm-hmm.
um, became interested, through your high school teacher, you
Teacher.
said,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can actually see that your teacher could actually be maybe somebody who is actually maybe far more older than you are. And then the
Yes.
fact that you got attracted to, her the business, I'm sure that she would have, encouraged you by maybe or motivated you, by,
Mm-hmm.
different ways. By, that is one thing about the business, you do not have to go to people. The people see what you're doing, they see the result, and then
Yes.
they come to you. And I'm sure that's one of the things that will pique your interest, in the digital, space. So do you mind, sharing a little bit, on that? What actually attracted you from her? Did she actually come to you with a business, or you saw her, doing her
Um,
thing on her space, and then you got interested in it?
she well, again, we're friends in Facebook and stuff. So I was looking, not actively looking, but I was looking for something because of COVID. When COVID happened, I was always scared about something that might happen. I'm never a planner. I'm never a risk taker. So I'm really like content with my job, and I have a schedule plan and I'm consistent about it. So I said, okay, this is my comfort zone. I'm staying in my comfort zone. I'm not going nowhere. But then when COVID hits, I feel like, oh my goodness, I need to plan something. I need to prepare the future of my kids and myself. So I was having a conversation with her. We talked quite a bit about stuff, and then I noticed, like what was she doing that attracted me the most is the flexible time. She was sharing me about how
Mm,
flexible the business is and everything. So I asked her, I messaged her, I was like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm looking for something that fits my schedule. I want the I want a business that works around my schedule and not me working around the business.
yeah.
I want it to be more flexible that fits on my schedule so I don't have to adjust what I already have. So then she gave me the talk, and she was like, check this out. So I did. I think that caught me the attention of the flexibility, because as I was researching a different business, I didn't see that. I saw that, yeah, there's some flexibility, but it's just still not a win for me. So that made me pique the interest when she was like in the park and she was with her kids and out with her kid, and I was like, that's interesting. What are you doing? So that's what I asked her. So
It's actually very interesting, So that is just, one of the many perks of our business, that the fact that you will, you become your own, you begin, I mean, you own your own time.
mm-hmm,
This business give you that, the flexibility to own your own time, that you can do whatever you want to do,
mm-hmm,
with your time. And at the same time, you are not afraid of, of losing out on the financial, aspect of it.
yes,
Because, as a lot of us know, that most of the reason why we get into what we are into is because we just want financial security. We just want to be able to provide for our family. We want to be able to, to afford things that, just the basic things, of life. You know, but the truth is, it gets to a point that we get, especially for parents, we get, we find ourselves in a situation where we tend to, be running more, into uh, something that
yes,
we want to pursue, and at the same time, we can be there, for the family for as much
mm-hmm,
as we want to be. So, and
yes,
then when that happens, as even I'm talking from my own experience, when that happened, in my own case, I began to review my life, and I thought, okay, I wasn't actually fulfilling my dreams, because my dreams
mm-hmm,
was, okay, I'll be a stay-at-home mom if possible, but the situation I found myself in a foreign country, that wasn't going to be. So I had to be, working full time. But it got to a point where I had to think about all these, that, okay, is it this that I actually want, or these beautiful babies that God has given to me when I wasn't even expecting them? Is it them, they were suffering, so to say. So it got to a point I was feeling, not so happy about my situation, and
mm-hmm,
I prayed about it. I researched about situations that I can actually do. At some point I got into traditional business, but it didn't work for me, because that even took more time, you know
mm-hmm,
to to build. And at the same time, because it was a traditional business that needed my physical presence, and I wasn't there physically, so it didn't, actually work out. So I started looking for something that would, um, provide, for me financially, and at the same time, it would also, help me, to have that time for my,
Mm-hmm.
family. So when I found this business, it was just exactly what I wanted because
Yes.
I had everything in it. And today I can't be happier. I feel so much more fulfilled. I feel so much more like a mom. Like when my kids call me mommy, it doesn't feel strange, to me. Like
Yes.
before, even
Yes.
though I was just like a mommy, but the truth is, I just felt that I wasn't even I just felt like a carer who just come in and go out, very
Yeah.
briefly. But
Yes. Yes.
right now I am actually really, spending more quality time with them, which is
Nice.
the kind of life that I dreamed of. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's another thing that the business gives you, apart from the financial aspect of it. It gives you that flexibility,
Mm-hmm.
to own your own time. So thank you so much, for sharing that, sis. And I'll just quickly take a moment to acknowledge those who are joining us, from different parts of the world. If you just leave your a comment or your name, in the comment section, we quickly, acknowledge you. Tell us where you're watching from, and we'll acknowledge you here while we're talking on live. So sis, can you talk us through, how the step that you took, to become a digital, business owner, and how this, aligns with your, personal goals and values?
Um, the business strategy itself is amazing. I want to have something that I could see in like I want something that I could follow through step by step. I'm a doer, so if someone will tell me something and then I'll forget that. So I'm the one that wants to do it. This business strategy helps me go back to the training step by step without having someone to have to call somebody to repeat it to me because I would not understand what I'm doing. So this really kind of aligns to what my goal is I want something that really explains and doesn't just have that time limit. It's not like something that, oh, you have a day to view this video and then it's gone. So that felt like for me that I will really fail if that would happen. With the business strategy that we have in this business, it's something that's there. The videos and the trainings, it's step by step. You can pause it, you can go back to it. So that seems making it me more comfortable in running my business. I feel like there is someone there to actually guide you, even if it's just in the videos. And then the community. Starting something new is always scary. As for me, I'm always, like I said, I'm always content about something that I don't want to change it. So I'm not a risk taker. So when I took a risk on this business, I was really scared that I'm going to be left alone. So when I found out how big the community is and how helpful the people are, I'm just in heaven. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like, I wish there was a company that does this, like a real employer and employee relationship,
Yeah,
because I think a lot of the companies that doesn't realize that every employee needs that one person or needs a community that's there. So
yeah,
that made me feel at home. So it's almost like a second home. Like every time I check or look at our training or look at our meetings and attend our meeting, I feel like it's another second home. Like I'm always looking forward to it. It's not something that I'm dragging myself to it. I feel like, oh, again and Wednesday, it's something I'm always excited about it. So for me, my goals and values kind of align to that because I'm a people person. So I like to be having people around me to help me. So that made me feel at home.
thank you so much, sis, for sharing that. That's another thing. With the business, apart from the points that you have actually mentioned earlier, the fact that you have someone there to guide you. There is always someone because it is global. There is always someone. Just like
Yes.
I have never met you before, sis, but right now you are right there in the USA, and I'm here in Ireland, and here we are, meeting live. Still even though the time difference is still there, the time zone difference is still there, but we still
Mm-hmm.
take out time, to meet with each other And this is what we do live. This is what we also do in the background as well. So there's always someone out there, to support you should you be, in a position where you need, a little help, with your business or with
Mm-hmm.
anything that you are not, sure of. It is just a very, very, fantastic opportunity to have, with your business. So as a busy mom, how has owning your digital business impacted your work-life balance, and your financial, stability?
Um, it's it's hard at first, really.
Mhm.
I and even that I had shared with you a past on the background. I mean, on the backstage, that it was hard at first. I have to struggle. I have to adjust my schedule. I have to make sure that it's not stressing me out and it's not making me feel so overwhelmed. So I had to take a break, and kind of breathe in and try to embrace the whole change and kind of reschedule everything that balances my work and the business itself. Um, Financial stability was a little hard as well. I mean, I have 3 kids that I have to help out with finances and stuff like that. So it was difficult, but I had to cut back a lot of stuff that I didn't think I felt before I couldn't cut back, but I would have to make the choice. I would say, is this I have to ask myself, is this what you need or is it what you want? So those kinds of things, it's very important to go through, like with the finances, like what do you need and what do you actually want. So I was doing that. I was asking myself, what is important to you right now, or what is needed as of this time to sacrifice to be able to run the business smoothly, and what can be sacrificed for his schedule. And I have to really talk to my husband about it so that we can kind of compromise our schedule. I tell him on Wednesdays I am off the hook. At this time I have meetings. I don't want to be in charge with the kids. So he's always stepped in and helped. So it's really nice to talk to your partner to kind of have that work life balance. So
Well, thank you so much, for that. That is another good thing about the business because it is your business.
mm-hmm,
So, like you mentioned earlier on, you were looking for a business that works around your own schedule, and that's exactly where this business actually it comes in, because owning your own business, what it means is that you can decide to spend as much time or as less
mm-hmm,
time as you want.
mm-hmm.
Owning your own business, you can decide what you want to earn, how much less or how much more you want to earn. And also you also have, apart from the community guiding you in the business itself, like you have people that actually have the same mindset or are in the same situation as you are, so who are always there, to encourage you, and then who you can actually share your problems with. And they can also help you, to suggest things with you, that you can actually
Mm-hmm.
use, to improve, your situation. And then you also mentioned your partner, which is very, very important, because the truth is, it's your business, and it's as well your family business.
Yes.
It is a legacy that you are leaving for your family, so you will kind of have to involve everyone. As for me, I actually do my own work life balance by making sure that, like today, when I knew that I was going to be late in this, we scheduled it earlier, but when the situation changed and we had to schedule it for later, I had to quickly adjust my
Uh-huh.
everything that I had to do, so just to make sure that I'll be here, for this hour. So it is actually a doable thing, and it is something that is fantastic, to have, as a business, owner. And thank you, sister, again for sharing that. And as a social worker, when I was actually, bringing and getting this question, I was like, it's, as a social worker, you work in an environment where you would have, so many things that could have, discouraged you, from even starting a business, or that could even discourage you from even coming out, because here you have to bring yourself out in the
Yes.
public, to the world actually. So were there any concerns and hesitation you had before getting involved in this business?
I would say at first, I did not learn about myself, so I've always been, I have social media accounts and everything, and I've always been hidden behind those social media. So I don't
Mm.
usually show myself. It's just mostly the kids' pictures and stuff, everything like that. So when I started this business and I get more involved and I show, I've never had any concerns, or at first I was scared, with the type of work I'm working. I know that I have people that I work with can see that business, ask about the business, even that, or just even be skeptical about that. They'll ask questions and stuff like that. I have a couple of coworkers that have asked the business, and I have told them, check it out. It's not something that it's going to hurt you or something like that. So, um, those were just a couple of my concerns. I wasn't really worried about it to be out there and stuff. I wanted, I think it's more excitement because I learn about myself. I was like, wow, this is me. I've never had experience of being like able to express myself in this way. So I am more like, if someone would ask me about it, I would definitely tell them, hey, check it out. And I mean, see, I'm here. And when I do these live interviews or someone invites me to a live interview, it's funny because when they see it on the page, they're like, oh my goodness, you have a live interview from this country or this country. Is that even real? I was like, I'm talking to a human person. It's not a robot or anything. So it's some things that people would still find something wrong with it, but I try to put it in a way where, hey, you know what? It's this business is for me. So if you want to check it out, and if this business fits for you, go ahead. So it's mostly, I have learned to be open minded about when people ask me instead of letting them get to me. So
Yeah, thank you so much for that. The point again that actually just came to my mind when you were talking there was the fact that this business is legitimate, 100% legitimate. Because you can actually do this business if you are not a legal resident,
mm-hmm.
in a country, and you can actually do this business if you have, any fraudulent, background or anything. But the fact that you can actually bring yourself out here live, your family and everything is, and with your job and everything, you can actually see that this business is actually legitimate. So,
Yes.
for example, we are public, servants, so we
Mm-hmm.
cannot actually come out here if I were, indulging in,
Yes.
in the fraudulent, activities. So
Mm-hmm.
this is to also show you out there who are actually watching us at this moment, to tell you that this business is 100%, legitimate. And this is not just only it. When once you are registered, you now own your own business. You can be also registered as a business owner, in your own country, the place, you'll be paying the revenue
Yes.
and everything, with the country that you are resident, at. So yeah, so that's that for this business. I would take this moment to quickly acknowledge those who have, left, comments, for us. For now, thank you so much, Sister Rosalie A. Tibang, for joining us. We appreciate, your comment. We appreciate you staying with us. And stay on with us, because we still have, so many questions, to answer. God bless you. So right now, I will then go down to the sixth, question. Okay. So, how important is networking and building connections for you as a digital business owner?
It's important because if you make a connection and you build connection and networking, you learn a lot from different people. It's amazing how I have learned so much from all the live interviews that I have done and people that have invited me to live interviews. I've made friends from other places, which is amazing, and I could definitely try to connect with them and learn about what they are doing to be successful. And I also want to get some feedbacks from them as well. So it's very important for me because the networking is going so fast, and if you just and the digital world is going so fast, if you just kind of hide in your corner, it feels like you're just not improving and you're not being welcoming to other people to help you. So I think building that connection, it makes me feel like I'm not the only person that's probably asking this crazy question. I think a lot of people didn't know that this question existed until I asked. So I feel like if these the things that I've done and the things that I've learned from business partners that I have met and learned and talked to and shared my stuff with them, I have grown so much from how to put myself out there. So,
Thank you so much, sis, for that. So that's one important thing about the business. Like I know a lot of people have been asking me, and they may have been asking you too. About how this business works and how the strategies that we have in it. Like we've already mentioned earlier on, one thing about this business is that we have so many things that incorporate into the business background and the strategies. But the good thing is we don't have to do all these things ourselves, because to own a digital business is more of a networking, to be honest. But the
hmm
truth is you don't have to do it on your own, because the only thing that you need to do is to be plugged into the system, and you just see everything working out for you. And we always have this continuous learning every week. That is all throughout the world. We have this
hmm
continuous learning happening every week for us. And not just that, you also have different little groups in the community also coming together
hmm
to share knowledge and then to share experiences. So um so we and I know that a lot of people, when they hear about networking, they kind of want to run away. But you don't have to worry, because you don't have to do anything like going to knock on somebody's door or giving people cold calls to in order for them to come and join your business. So the system actually does everything for you. The only thing that you just
yes,
have to do is to be there for your business and to be plugged into the system. So what skills and the attributes do you believe are essential for this business?
patience and hard work, really, and patience, hard work, and consistency. I
Consistency,
think,
yeah.
yeah, those are the three. For me, are the three skills and attributes that is essential for the success in this business. It's not an overnight, it's not a get, you don't get rich overnight. And in any business, it's always, there's challenges. There's any kind of business that there is, whether digital, the traditional, there is challenges. So just be patient, never give up, just be consistent, and put your hard work to it.
Exactly, you've actually said it, or you said the main thing, because the thing is, for any business at all, and for any journey that you want to embark on in life, I think if you have these three attributes, I don't see there is just no way you cannot succeed at it. Because like we know, there are, especially if you're starting a business, and it's not just a business that is going to go away tomorrow, but it's a business that is for a lifetime and for your
Mm-hmm.
generations to come. But this business is actually designed in a way that your up to your eighth generation will still benefit from the action that you have taken today. So as a result of that, you will see that it is not it might not be easy, at the beginning. That is why you need that patience, to hang in there. And then when you will get to some point where you would have some hiccups. That is when you have to be you have to bring up that your skills of resilience. You know that if you
Mm-hmm.
fall, you're going to rise
Mm-hmm.
again, like you said earlier on, sis, when you said you had to take a break from the business, but then you had to come again, and then when you are still here, you were still able to continue from where
Mm-hmm.
you stopped at. So and also, if you have these attributes in life, not just for the business alone, you will just see that what you actually dreamt of, or what your aspirations will become a living for you. Really, it's to become
Mm-hmm.
a reality for you. So yeah, that's actually a very good point. Thank you so much for sharing that. So
Mm-hmm.
can you share any challenges that you have faced, and how you overcame them in this journey?
One of the challenges is time. Changing your time and your schedule is one of the challenges. Financial as well.
Mm.
Again, I have sat down, took a break because I feel like if I didn't, I might have a breakdown. So I made sure to myself that I have that stopping point. When that time comes, I tell myself, you have to stop. You have to make sure you have that stopping point for yourself. The financial is again trying to reevaluate what is important now. What is important. You got into this business because you are going to reach something in the end. So that's when you look at your vision board and you look at what you see and what do you vision and what do you want in the next 2 years, 3 years. I like to set smaller goals for myself and what I want to anticipate to achieve. So I have to step back and think about, now that you have more important things to worry about, what do you need to do? So that's what I usually do is I put a step back and try to make sure that I think about it first. So
Very good, very good. As for me, and one of the challenges that I had was I had a very skeptical husband and skeptical relatives, and at the initial stage, I actually bought into that, and it did nothing for me. My situation never changed. My it never changed, but what happened was it had almost got worse than I would actually think of. So when I my wake up call was when I became sick and I saw that I actually needed something to provide for myself, to secure my
mm-hmm.
children's future. And that was what actually I would say resurrected my whys, the reason
Mm-hmm.
for coming into the business. So I that fired up, and with that I became so determined that I had to almost nearly have to just block off every other thing that distracted me from facing my dreams. And as soon as I did that, I started seeing result in everything that I encountered at the time, and that includes my health and everything. So
Wow.
um, as a digital business owner, the truth is, it is not easy, to be honest, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we have the tools and the resources there for us, the fact that we have people who are always there, to inspire us, and the fact that they also, one of the good things that I love about this business is that the way you kind of, I don't know if you've been in a situation where you feel that, oh, tomorrow is just, you don't see anything in tomorrow
Yes,
really.
yes.
But
Uh-huh.
then they give you this, mind, you have this mind, you develop this mindset overnight that, gives you, a view of what the future, what you can actually
Yes.
see in your future.
Yes.
And if you actually bring all those mindset and everything into it, you see yourself, not just dreaming, but living your dream.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's actually a very good one. Thank you so much again for that. So like for someone looking to start digital business, what advice would you offer for getting started and eventually growing their business?
One of the advice that I wanted to offer is that take that risk. Again, this business that we have, sign your name and email and listen to the testimonies, watch the testimonies of people in this business. I guarantee you it's something that really touches your heart, and really you can see how they also struggled. I mean, they're real people, real stories, and how they overcome. So take that one step. I know a lot of people get scared about a lot of things, but if you take that one step, I took that risk, and I'm not a risk taker, and it's harder for me to even tell myself that I am a business owner. But when I took the risk
Mhm.
and listened to all the testimonies and all the people that is in the business, it is not just about financial, but how did they grow through the business, through their business journey. They didn't just only grow their business, but they also grow to their. I mean, they also knew about themselves and grow as their business is growing. They develop a lot more positive mindset and self esteem as they are going through the business. So take that one step, take that risk, and it forever change your life. I will tell you that.
So much. And my little input there is just that for anyone who is looking to start, I think the first thing is, especially if you're interested in a digital business, and if you're interested in, becoming a digital business through us, myself and Angel, we are mentors, And that is one thing that we do. We will guide you, through your journey. But then you have to take, some steps, to start this digital business. And one of the first steps that you have to take is to register your name and your email addresses in these websites. That's Angel's one, and that's mine. So register your name and your email address, and then we'll send you the information that you will and need, to log into a live webinar. And if peradventure the webinar doesn't, suit your time, like for me, it might be happening at about this time. It might be too late for you, but still register your name and your email address, and then you will have the link, to watch the replay. And as soon as you do that, if you are interested and you feel that it is something that you want to do, then you have because the email that we're going to send to you, you're going to have our email address. So just reply to that email, and let us know if you are interested, and then we'll tell you the next step, to take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the truth is, if you're looking to start your digital business, if you have to take an action, and that is the action that you have to take in in starting. And although like we've also shared our own testimonies, our own life experiences, in the and our journeys as well. The truth is, you might you might be discouraged by what you see or hear around the world, but the truth is, we acknowledge the fact that there are so many fake and scams out there, but to tell you that this our business is actually 100% legitimate. And the fact that we are here, putting ourselves out here as we are, we're not hiding anything. You can also follow us
Mm-hmm.
on our Facebook pages, follow up on any of our our social media platforms. You will see that we are live and we are real people. So
Mm-hmm.
we have our addresses, we have our emails, we have everything out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot be fake or be scammers, and then
Mm-hmm.
scammers will actually bring themselves out like this anyway. So the business
Yes.
actually pays. If you are looking to achieve your dreams, come in and see for yourself. Dreams have been achieved. I've seen
Okay.
with lots and lots of testimonies. We've seen people who could, who only lived, from paycheck to paycheck, becoming, mortgage free. We've seen a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who couldn't, even afford, to even support themselves where they reside at. But right now they are supporting other communities elsewhere in different, parts of the world. So come in and see for yourself. If you are not in, you wouldn't know. So we invite you, to come in and join us, because you do not need any experience, like we told you earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
We have all the tools and all the resources provided for you. So thank you so much for watching. We appreciate everyone who took their time to join us. And for now, we say goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.